Hi there, welcome to What and Series 16, number 12. And here we're going to talk about Genesis 39 and verses, from about verse 21. And it talks about how Joseph prospers even in prison. It says this, "But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy, and he gave him favor inside of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners who were in the prison, whatever they did. It was his doing. The keeper of the prison did not look into anything that was under Joseph's authority, because the Lord was with him, and whatever he did, the Lord made it prosper." Notice it says there, "But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy." If God blessed Joseph in the pit, if he blessed Joseph the slave, we are not surprised to see that God blessed Joseph even in the situation of prison. None of these terrible circumstances changed or defeated God's plan for Joseph's life. The dominating theme here is that Joseph succeeded because of God's blessing towards him. It says the Lord was with Joseph and he was a successful man. His master saw that the Lord was with him and that the Lord made all he did prosper in his hand. And they were from the previous situation with Potiphar. The Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake, and the blessing of the Lord was on all he had. So Joseph, because of his obedience connection to the Lord, Potiphar also benefited. It goes on and says, even after Joseph was falsely accused and thrown into prison, God still blessed Joseph with his presence. It says in verse 21, "But the Lord was with Joseph." It says in verse 23, "The Lord was with him." Yeah. It is of little consequence where the lot of a servant of God can be cast. Like Joseph, he is ever employed by his master and God honors him and prospers his work. How do we apply that to us? How do we take that on to how we do things? The keeper of the prison committed to Joseph not only the things that happened in the prison, but also the prisoners. Whatever they did, it was because of the permission that Joseph had. As happened before in the house of Potiphar, Joseph rose to the top. He became the chief administrator of the prison. Through his experience in both places, God sharpens his administrative skills. Joseph needed to one day save his family and, in fact, the whole then known world. This was all preparation for that situation. The Lord was with Joseph nonetheless, and when he was cast into prison, he knew God was with him in prison, and therefore he did not sit down sullenly in sorrow, but he bestirred himself to make the best of his afflicted condition. Charles Haddon Spurgeon quoted that. It's interesting as we look at all of these things, how Joseph is blessed because he does as God says. Is it the same for us? Is that our experience, or are we not following the Lord as we should be? That's something for you to think about this week.